Okay, gentlemen, I want to make a quick video about how it's basically dangerous to be unattractive. And unattraction is not necessarily a physical aspect. I'm going to give you yet another 3-point sermon on what unattraction is, okay? Like a good Presbyterian minister that I never became, all right? So, also, I got a baseball fantasy I got to do in another 30 minutes, so I want to make this one real quick. Um, Today was the first really like warm day of the year that we had in a while here in Pittsburgh, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna wear a tank top, sun's out, guns out, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna flex. And but yeah, we're gonna let me give you 3 points as to three things or three different, excuse me, three different ways to be attractive. And let me tell you something about being unattractive. All right. Being unattractive in today's society as a man creates all types of problems for you. And I know this from personal experience because I've been unattractive. I know this from personal experience. I've been unattractive. I've been fat. I've been broke. Okay. I've had no game. And I just gave away the three things that you need to be attractive if you were paying attention. When you don't have at least one of these three, okay, being physically attractive or in shape, having money or having game, you're going to come across problems. And the reason is because we live in a gynocentric social order. And basically, people who are in charge today are programmed not to respect you in that case, right? It's like, women today have lots of power, and they are in lots of situations where they are in control. You'll notice that if you go into any field, work in any field. I work in mental health. Women dominate mental health. Okay, my wife, she works in the corporate world. She works for one of the biggest companies here in Pittsburgh. I won't mention it because it's a big company here in Pittsburgh, and she's one of the higher. She's a higher up in one of these companies, and I'm not going to mention it, but. In order to, as a man, climb up in the world, right? Whether you're in corporate America, whether you're independent contractor, 1099, like I'm about to be, you're going to have a level of attraction. And that's where either being physically fit or running game or having money is going to come into play. As a man in today's world, we live in a matriarchal society. There's no doubt about it. And you're going to have to know how to promote yourself as a man, okay? So let me talk about three ways that you can be attractive. First way is money, okay? You should be making, I would say, so I live in Pittsburgh. If I made $75,000 a year here, I'd be good, okay? I'm working towards it. Going to be making a video in the future about I make videos about where I come from and where I'm going. This channel is not about me pretending to be amazing. This channel is about me showing and demonstrating how I went from being a loser and in the process of becoming a winner. And that's what I'm demonstrating in this channel. Okay. So when I talk to you, I'm in real motion showing you what it's like to go from loserhood to winnerhood. Okay. I'm in the midst of that as we speak, and I'm feeling really good about it. And number one is, if you want to be attractive, one way is to have money. Okay. You will survive in a matriarchal society if you have money as a man, okay? Number two is have muscles. And this works in so many different ways. And I'm flexing as I speak. Yes, good. There we go. Look at that. Give some dimensions. I know this from personal experience. At my gym, there are people that work out there. There are women that work out there. The guys at my gym are not losers. They're winners, financial winners. They're not necessarily red pilled. I'm working on that there, trying to build that, that red pill community dynamic at my gym. There's like at least 2 guys I know of that I'm working on, but it's a slow process. Okay. Um, uh, the guys at my gym, they, what am I trying to say? There's a few of them that are not as what can I say? They're not as muscular as I am, but they have a lot more money than me, right? And like I said, I'm in the process of making muscle, making money, and I'm doing my thing. But because I have a more alpha like Chad look than them, and they have a lot more money than me, their women are taking their provisional, they're getting what they want from them provisionally, but they're like way more into me, and I can totally tell just from the interactions. Okay, so that's a thing that actually happens. All right, if you have muscle, you're going to attract women, and it's going to be related to their hindbrain. Okay, it's going to be related to like their lizard brain, to like the hardware, software, firmware. Well, I should say hardware, firmware, software. What we talk about, and I mentioned that from Rollo's 3rd book, at least I got this from. It's like, if you have muscle, you are appealing to a woman's most primitive part of her brain. And that's why it is so essential to have muscles. And you don't have to be like, Phil Heath, or that's too big. You just have to look someone like this, You don't have to be like the 1% body fat. You don't have to do that. All right. So, money is one way, muscles is the second way. The third way is to have game. Okay. And this works for you guys who are younger, and older. I'm 40 years old. I have game. I didn't know I had game until I realized that I came into this community of men, manosphere, the whatever you guys call yourselves, the pickup artists, red pill. I identify as red pill because it has been my life and my story. And so if you have game, that's another way to survive in today's society. All right. Once again, to survive in a gynosocial order, as a man, you're either going to need to have money, have muscles, or have game. And in order to have game, you're going to have a very strong mental physique. Okay? Like, you have a arm physique, you're going to need a mental physique. Your brain's going to have to know how to talk to women. It's best to have at least 2 out of the 3 of these. It is even better to have all 3 of these. If you can have all 3, money, muscles, game, you're good. That's what I'm working towards. I have 2 out of 3. I have the muscle, I have the game. And I'm working towards the money in my life. Okay? I'm not going to lie to anybody here. I don't pretend to be a winner. I don't pretend to have success that I don't have. I'm hoping to come across men in this channel. I'm hoping to come across an appeal to men that have, fellow sojourners who have been through shit like I have. That's what I'm hoping to come across. It's guys who've been through shit like me and who want to develop and improve themselves later on in life. Once you hit 40, it's like you got less runway in front of you. You want to make it happen. That's what happened to me. Okay, I got red pilled late in life, even though I felt like I had been red pilled early on, but never really put a face to it. When I was young, I got married to a BPD chick early on at 23, got her pregnant, and it cost me 20 years of my life. 20 years of my fucking life. And I had lived under a rock and tried to fucking get through shit, and it was really hard. I went through seminary. I basically realized that my inerrant view of scriptures was wrong. So I also realized that my wife was BPD. I also realized that I lived in a gynocentric social order because they believed everything that that BPD chick had said over anything that I had said, and it ruined my life. I mean, it just ran me into the fucking ground. So, um, anyway, one day I do have a couple of videos out there of me explaining what had happened to me personally, and you can watch them if you want. But money, muscles, game. Okay, um, you'll need at least one of these three to survive. Two of these three to do better than surviving and to do well. And if you want to exceed, have all three of these things. Have money, muscles, and game. And that's the way to survive and to do well as a man in a gynocentric social order. Later.